Hi, I'm Erica McPhee. I'm a safety advisor here with the NLCSA, and today I'm going to be discussing workplace inspections. What is a workplace inspection? Workplace inspections are regularly scheduled examinations used as a means of ensuring a safe and healthy workplace. Why should we conduct workplace inspections? The purpose of an inspection is to review all areas of the workplace to determine if there are hazards that workers may be exposed to and implement controls to minimize them. Look at controls in the workplace to see if they are working, and look for hazards that may be missed or new hazards that may be present in the workplace. Legislative requirement for workplace inspections, the NLCSA Regulations, Section 18. Employers are required to conduct inspections of all buildings, evacuations, structures, machinery, equipment, work practices, and places of employment at intervals to ensure that safe working conditions are maintained and that unsafe conditions found as a result of the inspection are remedied without delay. We have two types of inspections. We have informal inspections, which would be considered visual, and formal inspections, for example, on a standardized form or checklist. Informal inspections are practiced awareness, a daily walkthrough. These are not scheduled and there's no formal process. A formal inspection is regularly scheduled, involve the OHS Committee, the Worker Health and Safety Representative, or designate. And there's a formal process and reporting for those. How often should we conduct workplace inspections? The frequency of inspections will depend on a number of items. So for example, the size of the work operations, the number of shifts and the activity level on each shift, the degree of the hazard involved in equipment and work processes, the past history of the equipment and the system failures, and the degree of changeability in the workplace. There are 4 steps involved in workplace inspections. We have planning the inspection, conducting the inspection, completing the report, and monitor corrective actions. With planning the inspection, we will review procedures, review previous inspection reports, review potential hazards, decide the who, what, when, and where, and we determine what equipment will be needed during this inspection. Conducting the inspection. So when we conduct the inspection, we won't disrupt any work. We will use a checklist to check off items we're inspecting. We will look for hazards that may not be on the checklist. Note location of hazards and possible controls. So look for out-of-the-way areas. So for example, a storage room. We will talk to workers, talk to them about their work practices, see if they have any health and safety issues or concerns. Workers may also have suggestions for eliminating or reducing hazards. We will report serious hazards immediately to our supervisor, and we will also be mindful of any potential MSIs. Some tips to keep in mind for when you are conducting your inspection. Pay particular attention to parts of the tools on the machinery and equipment, most likely to become a serious hazard. So this could be because of stress, wear, impact, vibration, heat, corrosion, chemical reaction, and misuse. So have a look at the safety devices, the guards, controls, the work aware point components, and electrical and the mechanical parts, and fire hazards. Workplace inspection checklists are developed for the workplace based on identified workplace health and safety hazards. Therefore, they are unique to each workplace. Ideally, hazard recognition, evaluation, and control activities will identify workplace health and safety hazards, which will be included on the checklist. Checklists should be used as a guide and may be modified if other hazards are identified during the inspection. Checklists need to be reviewed and updated when new equipment and work processes are introduced to the workplace. Other hazards have been identified during hazard recognition, evaluation, and control activities. So for example, through incident investigations or hazards reported by workers. Incidents or complaints reveal other hazards will also need to be included. Schedule the inspection in consultation with the committee rep or designate. When you schedule a workplace inspection, you should consider the relevant workplace variables, such as who's conducting the inspection, is there a team involved, the size of the workplace and the areas to be inspected, the work operations and the number of shifts and hours of work, and if it's a seasonal operation. Completing the report. The report should be completed as soon as possible after the inspection. Clearly state the specific areas inspected, shipping and receiving a storage room, for example. The time and the date of the inspection and the names of the inspection team members will also need to be included. Have a description of the hazards found with their exact location. Recommend and prioritize corrective actions. State who should take the actions and by when. And be immediately reviewed by your supervisor. A copy of the inspection must also be provided to the OHS Committee, Rep, or Designate. And the inspection must also be communicated in the workplace with all workers. Monitor corrective actions. Once corrective actions have been established, you must monitor them to ensure the controls are working and not creating additional hazards. When monitoring corrective actions, ensure legislative requirements are met, delegate who will be responsible for monitoring the recommendations, provide progress reports to your committee rep or designate, and assess the impact of any temporary control corrective actions put in place, and document the progress of the issue and the resolution. Monitor any injury reports for injury trends. Now I'm going to show you a sample inspection form that we have. So here we have a sample workplace inspection form. You can see here that we are going to identify the date of the inspection, who's inspecting this, and the location of the inspection. We also have included a number of items that we can be mindful for during our inspection. So items to watch for would be the bulletin boards, the buildings, structures, windows, floors, doors, and stairs, the housekeeping of the workplace, the storage facility areas, our boxes piled up, housekeeping, are there cords on the floor? Just be mindful again that these are just some items. Not everything is going to be included there, and every workplace is going to be different. So some of these items may not apply to everybody, but again, it's just a checklist, and it's just something for you to kind of, think about. Okay, housekeeping. The storage rooms, are boxes piled neatly? Are there tripping hazards? That type of thing. Then you can see here that we have to prioritize the hazards as well. So we have them listed there, A, B, C. Controls must be put in place before work commences. Controls must be put in place within 2 days, or controls must be put in place within 1 week. So when you identify your hazards, you will prioritize them, put a description of the hazard there, put the control actions in place, completion date on when you want to have this control in place, and complete it by. And again, this will need to be discussed with all workers. Thank you for joining me today, and I hope you have a great day.
The Newfoundland and Labrador Construction Safety Association, or NLCSA, has partnered with Workplace NL and the Occupational Health and Safety Division of the Department of Digital Government and Service NL to promote Fall Prevention Awareness Week. Aimed at the construction industry, Fall Prevention Awareness Week will take place from May 31st to June 4th, 2021, with a goal of raising awareness about fall hazards and how they can be eliminated or mitigated, and promoting a positive workplace culture relating to fall prevention. Visit nlcsa.com and click on the Fall Prevention Awareness Week banner to access a host of resources to raise fall hazard awareness and their prevention. Many work-related injuries and illness result from falls, not only from height but ground level as well. Visit our website throughout the week to check out our live webinars, virtual toolbox talks, safe work procedures, and much more.